All right, so continuing with this, we have this right here, which is our arch. And remember, I'm holding down control, middle mouse button, clicking behind the number. So we can put this like here. Even though it's not really that accurate, we can try to like fake it sort of. And then same thing with this. So we can just, well, I guess they kind of move at the same time, right? Or I'll move this back to wherever it's supposed to be. And then this, I'll just extrude the top. So perspective. And this is how I'll do this. I'll right click, face, click on this, shift, double click. And then I'll just do, let me go back into my camera. And I'll just do a control E for extrude, go to thickness and just move it on this way. Maybe move it up. Basically doing what I can to make it look like it matches the photo. Okay. And then we just select it and we right click and do assign existing material, which is the shadow matte, right? So they all have the shadow. Let's do another render. Um, where are you at? Am I blind? Oh, the last one. All right. On mine, I don't think it's the last one, or at least on 2018 or there. Hmm. So let me do this. I'll go perspective. It looked funny in that picture. It says display looking through camera. So let me see. Render cam. But it's not a camera setting. Oh no, it is. Okay. Oh, okay. We go in there and we click this. All right. So that's what I was forgetting, y'all. So it is in the camera. We have to go in and we can select it with this, and then change that actual image if we want to. So we can get it back. Um. So let me go over here. Hmm. Oh, and I'll do this. I'll go to. You go Arnold lights. Well, they have this infinite light, so let's use a new light. So we have this light, directional light. So directional light is like sunlight, infinite, so it never stops. All right. Um, and I'll do this. I'll go panels. I'll go look through, select it. So now I'm looking through the light, and I'm gonna try to get it from this side, like the picture, like actual sun. So you see a little thing in the middle. Let's just call that like our target, I guess, in a way. Um, So if we go, we get it from like right here, let's say, panels, perspective. Now let's do a render and see what it's looking like. Okay, so we're getting some of that action. Let me go back into the perspective. If we look at it, this right here, sometimes people scale this up like really big, you know. It doesn't matter the scale. What matters is the direction. So I can get it to kind of get it like this. And then the angle will determine how far that kind of stretches. So you can do something like this, and then we can go into our Arnold node, increase the exposure, or decrease the exposure. I think you can also, is that right? No. Ah, yeah, that's right. Shadow density. So let's say we do have exposure, let's say 230. Now I can go into my shadow density and adjust this. So now I can really kind of like fine tune what this thing looks like. So you can see it's a little bit brighter right here. It goes into there, that gets a little lower. I think I'm gonna put like another light back there, which will duplicate an old one. I'll say that. So I'll take this one of these, Control D. We'll see what I can do. If I put it right here, I go here, render camera, and play. Let's see what I can get. Now, what would happen if I brought it over the M? But just slightly, you see? So I could bring it over to where it like hits the front, but I'm just gonna try to do it so it's just like a little bit over. Which actually what I should do with this one, the one over the E. And then this is good because these over here are shadowed out a little bit. We got a little bit of action on the M. And we could even like turn that down if we wanted to. Just a little bit. We could turn it up with some heat and then down with some exposure maybe. So you see what it looks like up with exposure, and then we take it down. Yeah, and then after we got it all set up, we can go in here and some Arnold and maybe do a 5, and I'll boost this resolution. I'll do a 720 for this. I should do it 1080, but I'll do a 720. Where's it at? 720? Let me do. Oh no, that's that render. We're gonna do this render. The final render. What? That ain't right. So why'd that happen? No, that one's correct. You can. It's weird. It's acting. You know, I don't think I should have to do that. So let me see this. If I go to view, yeah, I really don't think I should have to change. View. Render cam. That's what it is. Just because I'm feeling good. Oh, you know what? Look, check that out. You see what I just said? I said I'm feeling good, right? I said I'm feeling good. So you know what that means. You got to save it because Maya will just crash on you and ruin your day. So save scene as. Let me do computer and this time. Class. Uh, all right. And yeah, like I said, because I'm feeling good, I'm gonna go here and I'm going to. Well, actually, let's mess with this just a little bit more. So I like this. I like what I'm looking at. Let me just do a this Arnold view, and I'll take a snapshot. I like where it's at. We'll take a snapshot. Now I'm just gonna mess with the material just a touch. Look, you see all that history? So let's just delete it so we can get this. Just going down the roughness a little bit. So when I made it less rough, we get a little bit more highlights in there. Do I have that right? Because that's the second snapshot. Also, we can do stuff like this. Let's go to a balloon, go to replace. So this is like the setup for a balloon, but it's never something that's like 100% like accurate or you might still need to make some tweaks. This balloon, let me do a little snapshot. Let me see if I can find something else. Let's do blood, see what that looks like. Hmm. Oh, so what the blood will do is it'll have something that goes through and kind of like scatters the light around. Um, Sort of. Hmm. Okay, you know what it'd be like? Well, I guess we all know what blood would look like, but the way this would work would be like gelatin, kind of like how it's kind of transparent, and the light would kind of go in and bounce around. Like if you had a piece of Jello, like you're holding it on a fork, and the sun's hitting it, the light will go inside and refract and bounce around, and uh, you'd see it on the table, and it'd have like a whatever the color of the Jello is, the tint. So okay, so we have a little blood here, and we can go in and change the settings around, but you can see the difference between balloon and blood material, right? So let's go get a couple other ones, the metal, just to see what we're looking at, or find one that we like that we can tweak the material. Oh, this one's kind of nice. It's aluminum one. I mean not aluminum. What's this chrome? Oh, brushed metal. That one doesn't look that bad. And then you're also looking for like these little things right here, where like the letters have the highlights. So here, like all that stuff adds. If we can get like a little one right there, look crazy. Or like a little bit of that action just over there. And that's the type of thing you go in with another light and you set up just to have that little reflection. Bubble. Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. Try Chrome. See what that's doing. Just to see it water. Ooh, okay. Diamonds probably whack. Yeah, just as I expected. Foam, have no idea. Hmm. It gives an interesting effect. Copper. It looks a lot pretty red. I don't know if that's because of my lights or what. Frosted glass. Frosted glass will do the same thing. That light will come in and kind of like, well, in a situation like this, it looks sort of skin-like, and that's something having to do with subsurface scattering. This right here. See, one of the things we got to watch out for though with letters like this is this part right here. And this is where the letters where they kind of went through the when you did the edge bevel, it kind of went too far. So that's something you might need to check or not go as in depth as I did. Or use another shader that doesn't mess you up. See, that gold is mighty red. Honey, I feel like it might be reacting to this light that we have back here. This one. Oh no, because I just turned it blue. So it is this jade. And the thing about these is you can I kind of like this. Let me see if there's more transmission. Because it's going through and it's kind of like having an absorption kind of effect. As always, we can go in and change the color. So if we want this orange right here, we just go in and change this. Or click this and change it to this one. So I'm taking the preset and like altering it. Oh, and then there's this right here. Anyway, we can mess with that forever. I just want to see a couple more. Oh, this is nice. This is milk preset. I like the softness of it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then as always, huh. Ah, look at what that did. Now we got the little pink hits in there. So that's a cool one. I'm gonna settle on one soon. I'm gonna go to the skin last. Orange juice, a couple more. And then if we want to speed it up, we can also just do this. Yeah, but these are very interesting. Rubber, thin plastic. Car paint. Interesting stuff. Velvet. I'll do that skin one last. Wax. Ooh, wax is looking good. And then anytime you see a color, you're confused about what it does, just change it. And see which one's the main one that changes the look. And then sometimes that could just have to do with the lights. All right, and the last one I'll do is the skin one because I'm real curious how this will look. So this is the shader that you put in when you have characters, and skin kind of has like a glow. What's called subsurface scattering. So it's like the light goes in and kind of bounces under the skin, sort of. So there's like a slight kind of brightness going on. It's not a glow necessarily, but it's like it illuminates. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Then again, I don't do characters, so but yes, this would be how we alter this. Oh, and lastly, we would do this. We would select these because they're showing something weird in here, I guess, because we want to be casting shadows. So we'll just go to Arnold and we'll just click off a primary visibility. So save this. If I play, that should disappear. Did it disappear? Am I crazy? So that's, oh, it's this one. That one didn't disable. All right. So now we hit this. So, okay, see, it's gone now. So I had to click off primary visibility, which basically says, oh, you're in here. Wow, those letters look good though. Even though I rendered it from the wrong angle. Hmm. It's like hanging out on this last piece. It's not trying to render all the way or something. See, something's going on. You see the spinning ball is here. So who knows? It could crash. But remember, I got happy before and then I had saved. So I might be all right if it does crash. But let's get back in here. I'll do this. It did it again. Let me cancel it. Go to render, render cam. Now render. And we should see that thing. Cool. I'll do that one. And I'll do one final one. Oh, subsurface. So let's do this to 4. I'll keep it 5. So we save this one, right? Now let's run another. So what I did was I increased the transmission samples, which means transparency, um, so that the light will pass through more, and then also increase subsurface scattering, which will increase the absorption of the light into the shader. So like this kind of skin look. So let's look at the difference, right? So we see this right here. So cleaned up a lot. So there's a lot less noise. And we see right here is the time, right? So now it's 59. Before it's 23. So 23 seconds, 59 seconds. And if yours doesn't render this fast, don't worry. I got like a pretty decent machine here with a nice graphics card. And if you ever want to see the true resolution, you just got to hit this right here. You know what? Let's just do one last final. Let's just take it to 6, and I'll crank these up one more. So let's save. So I just saved the last one. Let's do another one. And I'll end it after this one. But yeah, this is the whole idea. Having a picture, laying out that ground plane, getting that right perspective, and then you build out everything else. And if this was like, let's say, a movie, and I don't know, these letters are supposed to sit here and get hit by a train or something like that, they would build this thing out so they'd have a platform, they build out the train, and it would still be the picture, right? And they build out these pipes and this, so it would just be the model, and it wouldn't have to have all the shaders on it, but just need the model. So when the lights shine, they would hit this, and you could see that there was actually something here. Or if they have light shining through here and it has to hit this bar, that bar will then have a shadow reflecting on everything else. And then if there is a train that comes through, or whatever it is, it's like you build out the scene so that the 3D geometry can react with everything. And it's a small, I guess, this is like a very small part, a basic version of the movie making process, or TV, or anytime you see something like animated on. Well, this is just a single frame, but if this was, let's say, a movie or something, there's a software that would build out a plane and it would like match the camera. So when the camera moved and the video plays, it would have all this. And this is a single frame. So what that does is that takes the video, turns it into one frame. I mean, a sequence of frames. And so, yeah. All right. So this is like 2 minutes. Let's look and see what we have. The old one, the medium, and the new. So there's a difference. It's a little bit subtle. It's there. It's like cleaner, like I said.